Hello, Queens. I want to drop a little nugget. I don't know if I'm going to send this or not. This may be for the book. But I want to talk about something that we don't think about when we're vetting or dating. And we find ourselves... good morning, by the way. I'm Jonah Stout, founder of the Queen Network, a group of professional kingdom men and women. When it comes to finances and relationships, we just choose to do things the kingdom way. But I want to drop this note, if nothing else but a reminder that I need to add this. Send this over to my new writer, the editor. When we are, some call it dating, but I can't really find any scriptural basis for that. When you're vetting a gentleman or when he's vetting you, there was something that I thought about. We don't pay attention to habits when it comes to health. And, we may disagree with some things, but then we just slide it under the rug, and as if it doesn't have a long-term effect on your life, and it does. And so you spend years with that thing being a thorn in your side of, disagreements over the years. Whether they excessively do things, I don't like to start calling out things because then people want to focus on that. But when things are in excess, when there are some known things that are health, will cause bad health long term, been proven. And so what happens is you wake up 20, 30 years, and I'm primarily speaking to married couples. Guys, when I start talking about coming together and different things going on, especially when I start talking intimacy and so forth, I'm talking marriage, okay? So just know that about me. When you get later in the relationship, and even growing into the relationship, things start to happen and things started changing and things start getting bad. But when you trace it back, it goes back to that person's health habits. And maybe you changed and they didn't, or maybe neither one of you changed, and now you both got health issues, and it's becoming an issue in your relationship. So I'm bringing this up, and some of you are going to identify with what I'm saying. I'm talking to that male and that female, that your spouse may have some real bad habits that long term, it's going to cost you both. It's going to cost you intimately. It's going to cost you sexually. It's going to cost you financially. It's going to cost you physically. It's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. So you say, well, Jonah, what can I do about somebody else's habits? Nothing other than to support them in the change. Be the change and support them in the change. So that's my thing on that. But here's what I want to go back to the dating and vetting piece. A lot of times we see those habits early on. And I don't know what we do. I don't know if we're totally blind, not necessarily understanding that it has long-term ramifications. I don't know. I don't know. I just know that we need to start paying attention to those things. Because if that person is like, I'll never go to the gym, that's going to be a problem for me. Because I'm always at the gym. Okay? Don't want to work out, don't want to exercise, don't want to eat occasionally right. I'm not saying you have to be a vegan, okay? But I'm just saying you at least have to be health conscious, all right? Because I don't mind being with someone who's going to say, you sure you haven't been drinking enough water, or, that's concerned about me, that's concerned about my health, right? So I just want to bring that up to my single kings and queens, because I don't think we pay enough attention to that. Because what happens is, you're thinking in your latter years, you're going to be traveling the world and vacationing with your retirement, and hopefully you have that. That's the other side of the Queen Network, the KQ Network, I guess I should call it. But I just want you to think about that for a second. You're dating this person, they eat really, really badly. No signs of change, not even open to it. Maybe they're a smoker, been smoking for years, no sign of change. Guys, we talked about this when we launched the Queen Network about deal breakers or triggers or whatever you want to call it. There's nothing wrong with deal breakers. Some people don't like using negative the side of words, but honestly, they're real words, so you can use them. You can use them as far as I'm concerned. But they're deal breakers. In business, we have deal breakers. And yes, we want to walk out of the room with a win-win, but there are definitely some things that we are not going to accept because we just can't. But I want you to think about the long-term effect in a relationship when you allow, those health triggers, health flags go unnoticed. Because you can marry them and 15, 20, 30 years down the road, it's doctor's appointments every month, every week, 20-some medications in the cabinet. It's all of that. So know that, and if you say yes to that, that's fine. But I'm of the belief that a lot of us didn't even think like that. Okay? And where it becomes a challenge is when the person refuses to change. And